The tubeless dual-chamber system is like steroids for your tires, as it provides 100 psi of protection and stability at the rim where you need it, and massive low psi traction gains where you want it. Twice the traction, twice the protection.
Hi, it's Ron Lawson from Dirtbike magazine. Welcome to the 19's Dual Sport edition of our video series. We're going to take you up close and personal with all the 2019 Dual Sport bikes that we consider relevant and appropriate for a magazine like Dirtbike magazine. We're going to get you a look at the 2019 Beta 430RR-S. In most of the other cases, we've been concentrating on 450s. Beta has an unusual line of four-stroke dual sport bikes. There's a 300, a 390, a 430, and a 500, all that look almost identical. They differ only in bore and stroke. The 430 is, in our opinion, about the best of the bunch, although people will certainly argue at that point. In horsepower, very, very close to a normal 450. In fact, compared to the other 450 dual sport bikes, it's probably the fastest on top. That's because Beta is a small company. They really aren't held to the same standards that Honda, KTM, and Husqvarna are as far as noise and emission standards. Beta is small enough to fly under the radar a little bit, where those companies get scrutinized very, very closely by the EPA, DOT, and CARB. This muffler is pretty much what you would expect for an off-road bike. It's quiet, but it's not absurd the way the Honda and maybe the KTM are. It's just a good, healthy sounding dirt bike. As far as the suspension goes, this is what Beta offers as a four-stroke off-road bike. They don't have a separate model that is strictly for off-road riders. This is it. So the suspension, which is a Sachs fork and Sachs shock, they're set up for an off-road rider. A little bit stiffer compared to what you might think the average dual sport guy might want. For us, it's about perfect. In terms of weight, the Beta is light. It's not quite as light as a KTM or a Husky. It's right in there. On our scale, we weighed it at 252 pounds without fuel. That's actually a drop of a bit for them for 2019. They've been shaving off weight here and there. And when you ride it, it really does feel like a real dirt bike. Between the lightweight, the suspension, and the minimalist street legal equipment, this bike is the dirtiest bike of all the dual sports. Beta also offers a few features that you might not expect from them. On top, there's a Trail Tech GPS. That's standard equipment. It kind of works in place of the odometer that you might see on another dual sport bike. The seat has a push button affair. It pops right off so you can access the battery and other parts. It's a good thing. We did have a little bit of a problem with the battery on the Beta. It turns out if you leave the key on for even 5 minutes or so, it's going to drain the battery. There's no safeguard against that. So our advice, carry maybe an auxiliary battery pack with you or jumper cables not too far away. It is a dual sport bike, so we did ride around a little bit on the street. This bike comes with Michelin Enduro tires, which is a European DOT spec. It's a full knobby, but with short knobs. We went ahead and traded those out for Mitas full knobs, which are DOT approved also, but much more aggressive. On the street, well, you wouldn't want to go too far on any full knob. And this bike, it is a dirt bike. It feels like a dirt bike through and through. The seat is a little bit hard. The comfort level, maybe not as good as you might expect with a Honda or something like that. But overall, that's not what we're here about. This is a dirt bike. When you ride it, that's not in question, and that's why we love it so much. For a little bit more on this bike and the other dual sport bikes, go to dirtbikemagazine.com and expect a 450/430/500 dual sport shootout coming up in the February issue of Dirt Bike Magazine.